Experts are now coming forward with what they say is the real story behind the secret 2018 China-Vatican Accord. The truth, they say, is a willingness on the part of Pope Francis and his Vatican to help China advance global Marxism in exchange for secret payments by the communists totaling billions of dollars. Shortly after his election to the papacy, Pope Francis lifted restrictions on Cardinal Theodore McCarrick, placed on him by Pope Benedict years earlier. The restrictions were owing to his homopredation of teenagers and seminarians spanning decades. But since the restrictions were not widely known, few realized the significance of Pope Francis's action. The specific task Francis assigned McCarrick, unknown to most at the time, was to go to China and enter into a secret agreement which would devastate the church in China and advance worldwide Marxism. Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano confirmed the assignment of McCarrick in his original August 2018 testimony, recounting a chance meeting between McCarrick and himself at the Pope's Santa Marta residence just 3 months after Francis's election. The two men crossed paths as McCarrick was preparing to leave and Vigano was walking in. From Archbishop Vigano's testimony, quote, "He immediately said to me in a tone somewhere between ambiguous and triumphant, 'The Pope received me yesterday. Tomorrow I am going to China.' And I did not immediately grasp the meaning of the encrypted message that McCarrick had communicated to me, but that would become clear to me in the days immediately following," closed quote. Francis quickly began surrounding himself with like-minded clerics, an important one being Cardinal Pietro Parolin, whom Francis appointed to the powerful position of Vatican Secretary of State just 2 months after sending McCarrick to China for his first visit. From his post in Rome, Parolin was able to guide and shape what would eventually become the 2018 China-Vatican Accord. Chinese Cardinal Joseph Zen of Hong Kong, who has been massively critical of the agreement, told Church Militant in an exclusive interview that Parolin is a problem.
I have evidence that he's not a man of faith.
Cardinal Zen is on record as saying the agreement is resulting in the destruction of the authentic Catholic Church in China. Parolin, for his part, portrayed the accord as a great step forward.
And today, for the first time, all the bishops in China are in communion with the Bishop of Rome, with the successor of Peter. And Pope Francis, like his immediate predecessors, looks with particular care to the Chinese people.
Is a total sellout.
Various Catholic media personalities have naively portrayed the China-Vatican Accord as nothing else than Francis's great desire to be the first pope to establish full diplomatic relations with the communist nation. But these new reports in the secular media suggest something much more sinister. On the surface, the deal appears to be a trading away of the Vatican's desire to have final approval on bishop appointments in exchange for securing full diplomatic status in the near future. There are 2 Catholic churches in China, one controlled by the Communist Party, known as the Catholic Patriotic Association, and the authentic Catholic Church, which is largely underground. The communists do not have this dual church approach with any other religious group, demonstrating how dangerous to the state the communists in Beijing view the authentic church. Dr. Francesco Gaglietti is founder and CEO of Policy Sonar, a Rome-based public policy institute which analyzes how political changes affect world economic markets. He tracks fortunes in zero hedge fund markets and has unearthed a disturbing connection between Communist China and Pope Francis's Vatican. Gaglietti says there's much more to the China-Vatican Accord than merely regulating who approves bishops in China. Beijing, in an effort to advance its goal of world domination, used Italy to gain access to European Union affairs and begin to exercise influence over them. But Gallietti says Italian politics are closely tied to the Vatican, and so the Chinese communists have used the Vatican to get access to Italian leaders. As the Wuhan virus outbreak showed, there is a heavy presence of Chinese nationals in northern Italy, part of a large wave of Chinese immigrants working in various industries overlapping with other European businesses. Gallietti has written a damning expose revealing how the Vatican has been willfully used and is complicit in the Chinese communists gaining access to Italy and, by extension, the rest of Europe.
世界卫生组织总干事先生
His book, Red Contagion, How Italy Has Become China's Trojan Horse in the West, is currently only available in Italian, but an English translation is in the works. It supports many of the same types of claims by exiled Chinese dissident billionaire Guan Wengui, who asserts that Beijing is paying off the Vatican to the tune of $2 billion a year and has every year since 2013 to stay silent about its crimes and plans for world domination. Church Militant has confirmed with U.S. State Department officials claims by Guo that the Chinese communists have a plan for world conquest, which goes by the code BGY in English. B stands for the color blue, indicating control of the internet. G stands for gold, pointing to buying influence through payoffs. And Y is for yellow, the plan to assert control over key people through sex and seduction. Part of the master strategy also includes influencing media giants to promote Chinese messaging, something that President Trump points out with regularity.
Who are you working for, China?
The secret China-Vatican Accord is actually a violation of United Nations protocols which strictly forbid secret agreements between nations, which was a leading cause of multiple wars over the years. Likewise, in addition to the agreement itself, there are also codicils, addendums, which both China and the Vatican are also keeping secret. Media figures like Steve Bannon, as well as figures in the church like Archbishop Vigano and Cardinal Zen, are decrying the secrecy and saying the Vatican should be fully transparent and release the entire document so the world knows exactly what's going on. Political commentator Deanna Lorraine, who ran unsuccessfully in this year's California jungle primary to unseat Nancy Pelosi, is also weighing in, tweeting that Cardinal Parolin should make known the secret agreement with Communist China, and significantly, that President Trump should launch an investigation in light of McCarrick's role in brokering the deal. All this new information coming to light, Dr. Gallietti's book and Guo's inside information from Beijing, both point to a Francis pontificate awash in scandal, payoffs, and compromise. Additionally, it sheds further light on the many questions and concerns faithful Catholics continue to have about this pontificate regarding its support for the same goals advanced by Marxist leaders, like immigration and man-made climate change. Likewise, the string of broken promises from cardinals like Sean O'Malley and Blaise Supich about the release of the McCarrick report is now called into even greater scrutiny. Is the report being delayed or even completely lied about because of McCarrick's involvement with the China agreement? Why has the Vatican never addressed the situation of McCarrick's involvement with a Soviet indoctrination center in St. Gallen, Switzerland in his youth? There are many unanswered questions regarding Vatican financial scandals, worldwide Marxism, the McCarrick report, the advancement of clerical homosexuality, and the China Accord. But one common thread is running through all of them: Theodore McCarrick. Reporting from Church Militant headquarters in Detroit, Michigan, this is Michael Voris.